Now we're going to have our opening song with Kev Choice, Dee DeVoe, and Dame Drummer.
Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life is here for you. 'Cause God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. Leading us to shine His light as me, as you. One more time, y'all. So use me. We got to be used today. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Shout out to Kev taking the second verse.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good to see you all. My name is Anthony Prado, and I'm your announcer this morning. First of all, I'd like to thank our musicians. Great. We thank God for using you and your talents. Thank you so much. On the stand, we have B. DeVoe, vocal, Dame Drummer, percussion, and, of course, Kev Choice on keyboard. Okay. And responsible for our audio manifestations, sound engineer Jimmy Tizell in the back. So welcome to Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. And a special welcome to those of you joining us for the first time. We're happy to have you here with us. Anybody here for the first time? No? You all? So one person? Okay. All right. Also bring a big welcome to those joining us YouTube Live, Facebook Live, whenever, wherever you're watching us. Thank you for joining us. We used to say, wave to the live streamers, wherever you are. And if you're new, make sure you sign up for our weekly newsletter so you can learn about all the fun things and all the activities we have here at the Oakland Center. And we take this part of our service to honor, respectfully acknowledge that here in the Bay Area, we gather on the traditional land of the indigenous Ohlone people. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded these lands for countless generations. Now we take this time, this next part, to honor our children wherever they are. We have our blessing. There you are. We bless all the children in our community and the world. We love you. We see you. We know the truth of who you are. You are unique expressions of God, and we're grateful to have you in our lives, and so it is. The nomination period for our 2024 Nonprofit Partner Program is now open. Download the application from the nonprofit page on our website, About Us, or pick up one today at the check-in desk. So if you want to submit a name for a nonprofit who we sponsor once a month next year, that's what you have to do. Either download the app from the website or get a paper application here by the door. This coming Wednesday, our Reverend Jerry Carter continues the discussion of Love Thy Neighbor. Meditation at 6:30, and service is at 7 p.m., always on Zoom. Diversity Circle. Diversity Circle happens soon on Friday, September 22nd at 7 p.m., also by Zoom. Tibetan refugees Tashi Kunjo and friends will make a presentation on Tibetan refugees insider stories. Did you know that of the 3,000 plus Tibetans living here in the East Bay, many, if not most, have been refugees living in India, Nepal, and elsewhere much of their lives? Come hear their stories and learn the history of their beloved homeland. This event is on a love offering basis. The Zoom link is on the Diversity Circle page or under groups or in the Village News. Are you new to Science of Mind, or do you want a refresher? Dive into the transformative teachings of spiritual practices and principles. New class dates are Tuesday, October 3rd through October 31st. The class is on Zoom unless the class decides otherwise, and it's from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Registration deadline is Tuesday, September 26. Let Reverend Sunshine be your guide to enhance spiritual growth. It's $180 before September 19th, and then it's going to go up to $200 then thereafter, September 19th. If you're thinking about it and cost is holding you back, contact Constance Chapman at, I think we have it up there, Constance? No, Constance at oaklandcsl.org to discuss a tuition grant. The online auction. All right, the online auction raised $4,783.60 for Oakland Center. Way to go. Thank you to everyone who bid and won. Please go to the site and pay for your items. The first CSL member council gathering is just a few weeks away. The theme is One Heart, and it's a very special event that will inspire and empower you. Join us online. Reverend Sally now, is this an online event? Yes. Join us online on Friday evening, September 29th and September 30th for an amazing lineup of speakers like Reverend Raymond Anderson, Reverend Savannah Riker, who is a minister here for a few years. Some of you remember her. Workshop facilitators like Tracy Brown and our own Crystal Fry, and great musicians. Join us as we expand the concepts and tools of community, communication, service, and self-mastery, and learn how powerful CSL organization is here to support your spiritual growth. Registration is at a bargain, $49 for this event. I think that's a deal personally. The link to register again is in our weekly news and again on the website under events. You can go directly to csl.org. That's our, or yeah, csl.org. That's the bigger organization. You can go there to register as well. Our nonprofit partner applications are now open. Okay, I think I read that. Download application. Okay. Lastly, well, not, was it? Okay. Okay, I'll go to the next one. Please visit our website at oaklandcsl.org for more details about our activities and our classes happening at our center. Sign up for our weekly newsletter, The Village News, by clicking the I'm New button. Remember to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook for special updates and content you'll only find by liking and subscribing. You know that phrase, hit the like and subscribe button. So that's what we're asking. And last but not least is our vision statement, and you're welcome to stand if you would like. We'll say this all together. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community, the world, through education, music, prayer, and play. Thank you very much, and now we'll have our puppet assistant, Doug Myers.
Good morning, Oakland Center for Spiritual Living family. My name is Doug Myers. I've been a practitioner here for 18 years, and I'm also a chaplain, and I have to give a shout out to Bonnie Allen, who was one of my very first teachers when I started 18 years ago. So I have two readings for this morning, and then I'll move into our opening prayer. The first reading is from Joel Goldsmith. Loving our neighbors as ourselves, then, is giving our neighbor the same recognition of the godliness that we give ourselves, regardless of the appearance of the moment. What we have to do is to love all our neighbors by knowing their true nature, just as we would be loved by having them know our true nature. in spite of what outward appearance may temporarily be evident. And the second reading is from the Wisdom of Howard Thurman. To be in unity with the Spirit is to be in unity with one's fellow people. Not to be in unity with the Spirit, not to be in unity with one's fellow people is therefore not to be in unity with the Spirit. The pragmatic test of one's unity with the Spirit is found in the unity with one's fellow people. So taking a deep breath in, and knowing that right where we are, the wholeness, the isness of God is present in, through, and as our lives. It is that infinite peace, that infinite joy, that infinite love that flows through all of its creation. It has no beginning nor no end, it just simply is. And it is all good, for it is all God. Spirit is reflected in, through, in all things, all places, all people. There is no place that the Spirit is not. And I absolutely know that I am one with the Spirit, that it is my life. It is indeed the breath that I breathe. And as I know this truth about myself, I know that this is the truth for each one of us here this day. Each is the beloved of the beloved. That divine energetic spark is at the very center, at the core of who we are. And so I bless this service, this 17th day of September 2023, knowing that it unfolds in the most beautiful way. I bless Lucian as he shares his message with us, that we receive what we need to hear, that we allow to take that into our minds, into our hearts, into our life, and to take it with us as we leave the Oakland Center this day to carry the message forward. And I bless everyone who has had something to do with putting this service on this morning, and each of you, for you are indeed blessings as you attend this service, whether in person or online. And with a grateful heart, with a heart filled full of love, with a heart filled full of the inner knowing that God is, I simply say, and so it is. And once again, Kev Knight, B. DeVoe, and Dame Drummer.
All right, here we go. You walking on this road so long. You seem to be singing the same sad song. You need to breathe. You are me. I know that you wish you were farther ahead. I know that you wish you were maybe in a different place, but but understand that there's a reason, there is a way. Take my hand, I lead you to a safe place. I lead you to a safe place. Safe place. Lead you to a safe place. Safe place. I lead you to a safe place. Safe place. I lead you to a safe place. Safe place. You get caught up in your head. You get caught up on the things you shouldn't have said. You're still so young, rising and falling and rising again, just like the sun. I know that you wish you were farther ahead. I know that you wish you were maybe in a different place, but understand that there's a reason, there's a way. Take my hand, I lead you to a safe place. I lead you to a safe place. Safe place. I lead you to a safe place. Safe place. I lead you to a safe place. Safe place. Lead you to a safe place. Safe place. I lead you to a safe place. Let me be a safe space. I will always be here. I am a safe place. I will be a safe place. I will be a safe space. I'm always with you. Always with you. I will be a safe place. Let me be a safe space. I will always be here. I will be a safe space. Let me be a safe place. 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 Oh, I will be a safe place. I will be a safe space.
Shout out to Kev and Dave Drummer. Amazing.
Oh, let's give them some more lovins. B. DeVoe, Dame Drummer, and Kev Choice, we are fully blessed this day. Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Reverend Sally Bartholomew. I am a staff minister and a member of the Board of Trustees here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, and I am honored to introduce two individuals today, not just one, but two individuals to come up and share some information with us. The first will be Robert Leeds. You know who he is. He is a former member of the Board of Trustees, and he is also a current member of the Greater CSL Member Council. He will be coming up to share a little bit about the high holy days of the Jewish tradition that are happening now. So he'll give us a little information. And then after him, we are totally blessed to have Brother Lucian Baker coming up to speak with us today. Let me tell you a little bit about Lucian. We know him, right? He's family here. We know him, but let me give you a little bit of information. He is an Oakland native. He is a student, a ministerial student at the Holmes Institute. So we will soon be referring to him as Reverend Lucian Baker. He received his practitioner's license in 2004. So this is a long journey on this spiritual path. He was only 23 at the time, just a baby at the time. He grew up in the science of mind philosophy, and as many of you know, he has many religious science ministers and practitioners in his family. So first, let me introduce Robert Leeds, and then he will bring up Lucian.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I thought I'd wear a loud shirt today, but then Dame the drummer is making me look like a slacker. Hi, it's me, Robert Leeds, your friendly neighborhood Jewish Buddhist scientist shaman. I'm Lucian's warm-up act, and I'm here to talk to you about the Jewish High Holy Days, also known as the Days of Awe. I'm going to cover a little bit about the basics, about the holidays, the symbols and rituals associated with them, and then go into a little bit more depth on the spiritual meaning. The Days of Awe, as the name implies, is an intense spiritual window of opportunity. There's feasting and fasting, joy and solemnity, celebrating and repentance. As you might know, the High Holy Days are a 10-day period in the fall that signals the beginning of the Jewish New Year. The date varies relative to the modern Western calendar because the Jewish calendar is a lunar calendar, just like the Chinese calendar, which is why Jews eat Chinese food on Christmas. It's the 11th commandment, I swear. This period is about self-examination, forgiveness, repairing relationships, repentance, self-renewal, and new beginnings. For observant Jews, the entire month before Rosh Hashanah, which is called Elul in the Jewish calendar, is focused on self-reflection. It's taking a moral inventory. Where am I succeeding in being a mensch, being a good human being? And on the other hand, what do I need to transform in my life? Then Rosh Hashanah comes, and that's a 2-day celebration. It started at sundown on Friday. Rosh Hashanah literally translates as the head of the year. Then there's a week during which one is to make amends for one's transgressions and to make a commitment to lead a better life, and that culminates in Yom Kippur, which is the most solemn and holy day in the Jewish calendar. Yom Kippur most often is translated as the Day of Atonement. So let's talk a little bit about symbols and rituals. Yom Kippur is a day of fasting, which is seen as an act of purification and humility. Observant Jews will fast for 25 hours unless you have some health reasons not to. It's said that during these times we're acting like the angels who neither eat nor drink. Sounding the shofar, the ancient instrument made from a ram's horn, is done many times throughout the High Holy Days. You can think of it as a spiritual alarm clock. It's supposed to wake you up. It says, pay attention to your life. This is serious. There's a ritual that some Jews observe during this holiday period called tashlich, which means a casting off. It's the practice of taking breadcrumbs, which represent our mistakes or regrets and throwing them into flowing water. It has to be water that's moving, either like a river or the ocean. It's a physical expression of the internal spiritual and emotional work that's being done. There are symbolic foods that are eaten. We dip apples in honey for a sweet new year. We eat a round challah, the egg bread, representing the circular nature of the year, and pomegranates, the seeds representing abundance and new beginnings. Now, Reverend Sunshine Michelle has been encouraging us to be inclusive by stating our preferred pronouns. Well, if I had to guess, I'd probably say that God uses they, them pronouns. Doesn't that make sense? So I'm going to refer to God as they. So the story of the High Holy Days is that God is reevaluating their relationship to their creation, doing an annual cosmic performance review, as it were. The theology on this says on Rosh Hashanah, God writes everyone's name in either the book of life or the book of death, and then on Yom Kippur, those books get sealed. And what you do between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur could affect the outcome. Can you say accountability? God ain't messing around here. It's meant to be a challenge. It's a way of saying step up. It forces us to engage with the possibility, in fact, the inevitability of our own death. And the point of that is to spur action, to cultivate our spiritual life, to attend to our relationships, and to work for justice in the world. Like we say in religious science, treat and move your feet. To use this holiday as an opportunity for introspection and growth, there are some questions you can ask yourself. What am I living for? What is my purpose? If I only had 1 year to live, what would I make sure to do? If fear wasn't an issue, what goal would I set out to accomplish? What practical steps can I take to lead a healthier life, healthier in all aspects? And what project or goal, if left undone, will I most regret not having accomplished in the next year? The answers to all those questions tell you what you need to be doing. Like Science of Mind, it's all about consciously choosing how we want to live in the world. We are, with every choice, creating the present and the future. When held in this way, the High Holy Days are an opportunity to heal the breach of separateness that we have each created in our fundamental relationships, whether that's with ourselves, with spirit, with other people, or with the world as a whole. Let me conclude with my favorite Hebrew prayer that is said not only on Rosh Hashanah, but whenever one does something new, or for the first time in a calendar year, or to express gratitude for a joyous occasion. It's often referred to as the Shehekianu, and it sounds like this: Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehekianu b'ki manu v'higianu lazman hazeh, which translates as, Blessed are you, eternal Spirit, ruler of all creation, who has given us life, sustained us, and allowed us to reach this season. L'shana Tova, I wish you all a sweet new year. May you be written and sealed in the book of life for a year of abundant in love, health, peace, and connection. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to hand the baton to Almost Reverend Lucian Baker.
It is really good to be home. Thank you. Before I begin, I gotta say, yeah, Dame, I want your sweater. I can't even lie, bro. Right? I'll be tall one day and then I can fit it. I'm also jealous of Kev's pants, I can't lie. And B, you almost made me cry just a second ago with that beautiful song, so I'm gonna just pick on y'all throughout this whole thing. A safe place. That's what we all want, right? Before I became an Oakland native, I lived in a small town called South Berkeley, California. And I remember on my routes to school in the morning, there was a man we all know as the waving man, Brother Joseph. I remember how he would impact us on our way to wherever we were going. It was to the point to where a lot of people who would drive would literally take the long way just so they could drive by this man. He transformed this neighborhood. And it was always silly to me because as a kid, I'm like, well, why does he do it, Mommy? Does he get paid? My mom would always say, well, kind of. Later on in life, I moved to East Oakland, California. And I realized that a lot of the rumors that I heard about this beautiful city that I love so much were not true. I love Oakland. So much that whenever people from outside of Oakland would talk bad about it, I would make it a point to prove to them that it was an awesome city. Recently, two things that were very interesting happened. One was Mac Dre. A few of you may not know who that is. But what happened with Mac Dre's career is his music blew up at a time where the internet was a new thing as far as social media. You know, MySpace was big around the time when Mac Dre's career got reinvented. So a lot of the kids who may normally be afraid of places like Oakland and all over, well, now they were curious and they were coming to see what it was all about. The second thing is that first Warrior Parade we had in Oakland. That's when I realized that me fighting so hard for people to see how beautiful my city was starting to catch on. Then I saw the rent going up. Me and my big mouth. We all want a place we can call home, a neighborhood where we feel safe. But as the people are moving into the city, other things are happening. This one city where I felt I could walk out and freely be me. I could walk out in my do-rag and not be bothered because I'm in Oakland. Well, I'll be honest, that's not so true anymore. I find myself wanting to take a walk and then having to ask myself before I take that walk, do I really feel like experiencing someone remembering, oh yeah, I have an alarm I should lock every time they look at me when I leave the house? I want to sit here and tell you God is all there is and it doesn't get to me, but I'll be honest, it does. But we all want to feel safe. I remember when we first moved to 23rd Avenue. This is 23rd in the 90s, so just imagine where I'm going with this. There were certain individuals in this neighborhood that I was not to hang out with. This is my mother telling me this. But my mom did something very interesting when we first got there. Those same individuals on that same corner I was not to even walk past. My mom baked cookies and handed to them and got to know them. And one of the first things she said was, "That's my little nappy head boy right there. Not him." Which kind of made me angry because, you know, these dudes were so cool to me and I just wanted to hang out. No. And I tell you, after they ate those cookies, it was, listen, your mama said, no, bro, you can't hang over here. Love thy neighbor. I realize that what we're talking about here with love thy neighbors, we're really just talking about self-love. We are all reflections of each other. To be divine is to experience the divine in everything within your orbit. Being divine is a very arrogant feeling. It is, I am full of God. So anything that comes in my path obviously is God too, because can't nothing be in my orbit that is not God. And we know how abundant God is. It comes in all colors, all shapes, all personalities. Uh-oh. Our job is not to judge. Our job is not to give it a name. Our job is to see God in everything we see. So when I'm in this neighborhood feeling vulnerable, when I'm in this neighborhood feeling like I may be being watched, when I feel like people may be being afraid of me, I have to ask myself, am I going the extra mile to let these people know who I am? It's easy for me to say, oh, well, I mean, I'm the new guy here. They're supposed to get to know me. Hold on. They can just as easily say, well, you're the new guy. You should be getting to know us. In honor of the 50th anniversary of hip hop, the great blast master KRS-One said that in the beginning, you couldn't just walk up in the block party and grab the microphone. You couldn't just do that. We don't care if you can rap good, so who are you? The community had to know you before you picked up a mic. I think it's cute that you can dress fly, you know all the hip slang, and you can rhyme well, but we have a certain code of ethics within this neighborhood, and we don't know if you know them, and we want those codes to be represented. So before you grab the mic, we need to get to know you better. See, this is when it was a culture, it wasn't a business. This is when hip-hop was something different. There were rules. Of course, once the money rolled in, all that went out the window. But I am old enough to remember, you couldn't just walk up and grab the mic. We had to know you. How do you invest in this neighborhood? Do you know Mother Agnes from around the corner? Do you know Lil Jesse and how he loves to play football in the street? Do you know who we are? Are you taking the time to get to know the people in your neighborhood? What are you doing to make this a safe place for all of us? I'm realizing now something simple I can do right now is just pick up trash and go from block to block. Now I'm mad at myself because I said it out loud, so that means I have to do it. How am I treating the world? All of you are a gift. You do know that, right? All right, some of y'all didn't nod. I'll try a little harder. I think of the word present. And I like to play around with this word because what I realize is everyone is a gift of God. We call it a present because you have to be fully in the moment to accept it. Are you being present? What are you holding on to? We do realize that you cannot receive the gift if you're holding on to baggage from, I don't know, way long ago. You're not going to be able to open your arms and accept the gift unless you put that other stuff down. Are you present? Are you being a gift? You have to be present in order to accept a present. I say this because, well, life is a pool party. It's all it is. How you treat the world is how you feel about yourself. There's nothing we can do in this place we call the universe that does not affect all of us. Life is a pool party. Some people already have heard this punchline, so I'm going to just give it to you. We all know what the first rule is when you go to a pool. We all want a clean pool, don't we? Well, that can mean only one thing. Whatever you are holding on to right now, let's release it before we step into our neighborhoods. This is why we meditate. This is why we pray. This is why we affirm. This is what helps us keep our atmosphere clean. Are you willing to be a blessing? We all want to have blessings. We all want to be understood. Who's willing to be the first to do those things? This is the hard part because it's so easy for me to say, well, they should be getting to know me. I'm from Oakland. They moved here. Yes, but guess what? If you moved outside of Oakland, you'd be saying the same thing. Well, I'm the new guy. They should be getting to know me. Hold up. Who is willing to take that first step and say, I will be the one to show people how to have a safe place for all of us? I don't see people knocking on doors anymore and asking to borrow sugar. I don't see people doing that anymore. That used to be an interesting time when we got to see neighbors doing that. Hey, we need a few cubes of butter, can we? And we would barter and get to know each other, and it was not a weird thing. I don't see that anymore. Now, while I'm crying about it, all I can do simply is to be that presence, to be that light. I've been afraid of people before for no reason. Matter of fact, now that I realize it, a lot of why people may see me as an intimidating person is because when I moved to 23rd, I was short, skinny, and afraid of everything. You can't be short and skinny in the town. We all know that. You got to pick a struggle. I worked so hard to not be the scared kid anymore. I actually worked hard to be just as intimidating as those people I was afraid of. Fast forward to now, and now I'm saying, I wish people weren't so afraid of me. We all want to be seen. Who's willing to focus their eyes and see God no matter who is in front of them? Who's willing? You do know that nothing can exist in your word that is not you. You do realize that, right? That annoying boss of yours, yeah, that's you. That partner of yours who you just feel is not getting it, if they would just do what you think they're supposed to be doing, everything would go smooth. That is you too. Matter of fact, Reverend Mwata was talking about something that's like, listen, you can't have a partner that does not reflect you. So if you're a perfect 10, then your partner's a perfect 10 too. And if your partner is not a perfect 10, then either you need to come down or they need to come up, because y'all are each other's match. I'm glad y'all laughed. Most people did not laugh when he said that. The earth is our turf. And no one is free when others are oppressed. I like to put my feet up too. I want to just put my feet up after work and act like nothing else exists anymore. But we still have work to do. We don't have to go all the way to these places and do food drives, but we can use our word. We can pray. We can have that waving man consciousness where we say, I will be the first to go outside and shine my light. I'm going to be honest with you. All of you have a talent you were given. Every last one of you have a talent that you were given. Newsflash. Your talent is not just yours. You get to share that with us. You get to use that to heal us when we are in times of pain. You get to do that. You saw what our music ministry just did for us. I'm willing to bet they did a whole lot of giving that away before they even got to this point. That little boy who you just love when he finally blows up and he's doing well with his rap career, yeah, he used to get on everybody's nerves, busting his little raps up and down his school hallway. Trust me, ask me how I know. What we're talking about is self-love. So this same neighborhood I'm talking about, there was one morning where, just to let you know how close I live here, I was in the mood for some Lois the Pie Queen. I wanted those great salmon croquettes with the grits and the biscuit. Oh my goodness. I was like, yes, I'm in the mood for that. So I go get my food. And I like to walk there, so I walked from my home, got the food, and I was coming back. When I came back, I saw that there was a woman struggling with her tire. Well, number one, I had my polo shirt on, so I was like, let me just act like I don't see that. Not about to get on the ground, mess up my low shirt, please. Crazy? But the other part was all the resentment. Oh, yeah, I could ask you if you need help, but you'd probably just, act like I'm trying to rob you, or you probably just blah, blah, blah. And would you help me if it was me? And I really went there. Oh, yes. I like saying that when everybody talks about the bio, because it's like, oh, okay, he's been a practitioner since he was 23. He must be floating. No, I have those same moments y'all do. Sorry. Yeah. And if you knew what I was listening to before I got here, you might even rethink all that too. I'm not about to stop listening to Too Short because I'm about to be a minister. I'm not about to do it. So I really came from that consciousness of, oh, well, would she help me and blah, blah, blah. And I went inside and acted like I did not see her struggling with that tire. But because God is a practical joker, an hour and a half later when I walked outside just knowing she was going to be gone, she was not. Oh, it gets worse. Because I did everything in my power to make myself look unapproachable. You know that look, that ice grill you can rock when you want somebody to not approach. I had my ice grill was cold. But this woman was in need. And she knew if she did not get help, she was not going to get to go where she needed to go. She saw past all my pain, all my please leave me alone, all I'm tired of being judged, I'm tired of y'all. She saw past that and she walked right up to me despite how mean I was looking, despite how ugly I was making my face. And she said, can you please help me? Dang it, God. Yeah, I'll help you. Hold on. So the only part she needed help with was the bolts in the tire were tight. And so she said, if you can just loosen these for me, I can get my tire on. And so I did it. And as I'm doing it, I'm realizing that I am healing myself. See, homie, at first, you were mad that nobody was talking to you. You would take walks, and as you were taking walks from people's houses, you can hear them clicking their car alarms. As if that's really going to stop. You do realize you're in Oakland, right? I don't know if you know, but for that, the police really aren't coming. I don't know why you have that alarm. But yet, here was my opportunity to show that I was much more than what people were afraid of, show much more than whatever ideas you got from TV, from the internet, from the news, to show that I was much more than that. I had to help this person, and I realized that she gave me the opportunity. People from the neighborhood have treated me different ever since that day. She was my introduction into showing people the healing presence of God I can be. Who's willing? We all got opportunities to shine. Just a little street talk for you. I mean, there are times in my life where that same room with that same group of dudes who I may be afraid of somebody walking up and stepping to me. You know, there are moments where that actually can be the best thing that happened to you. Everything is an opportunity to show your presence of God. Every single thing, everything you experience. This is why we stay centered. This is why. So when that opportunity comes, you can laugh and be like, you don't fool me, God. I see you. I see you. I don't care how hateful you think you're being. I see you. And I'm not going to be moved. The waving man didn't get up and say, I'm only waving to black folks. I'm only waving to Raider fans. I'm only waving to... No, he did not do that. I am cheating myself if I do not give you all this love in my heart. I'm cheating myself. We say as above, so below. Remember, everything starts in here first. Everything. How we feel about ourselves reflects in how we treat the world. So I am asking you again, how are you treating the world? Are you going a little farther? Are you expanding your heart more? Are you taking the time to meet everyone who comes within your orbit? Everyone who comes in your life is a gift. Either it's a gift for a lesson or something else, but because you're a gift. And if you do not see yourself as a gift, we need to start there. I promise you, you are. How are you treating the world? I remember I remember how different neighborhoods, when we go to parties, it would always be a competition. Everybody's yelling out their neighborhood and this and that. But it was always playful. It was always just a friendly rivalry. It was no real violence ever came from that. All I'm saying is let's allow people to, let's invite people in. Not everybody's going to appreciate your light at first, but here's the thing. Sometimes your light is just that bright to where it may be intimidating. Take that personal. Someone's having a dark time right now. Not to put you on the spot. I always hate when Reverend Sunshine does that, because it's always me usually when she says that, and then I start boo-hooing and I have to, run out and grab some tears, dry my face. I try to make my face shine. That's what I do. And when you cry and your face is shiny, then you got these two streaks right here. Look like snails been racing on your face. What happened, Brother Lucian? Oh, nothing, man, nothing. It's good. We have to be willing to be that presence. Love thy neighbor. Why? Because there is no neighbor. There is only God. And everything you see is a reflection of your consciousness. Now for the corniness. Let's just look at the people next to us and see the face of God, just right fast. Look at this abundance. Look at that. All these different expressions right now. All super, super, super different. But yet something brought all of us here under one place. Come on now. Now see, right now it's easy. We all have like minds. The true test, the true fun is when we leave here and someone who believes in that separation is expressing it to the fullest. Can you still smile and see that person as a child of God? Can you do it? I'm telling you, that can be convincing. They can be real convincing. Are you still willing to do it? You're holding me a lot more accountable than I want to be right now. I'm not there yet. I want to shout out our practitioners right now. There's something about having someone who is willing to take that burden, that thing that you were holding on to, and say, give it to me. There's something about someone who lives their life in prayer and allows prayer to be their source, their sword, their everything. It is something about that. And let me tell you, whenever I come here with that burden on me, oh, look what they did to me, and look how they treated me, and they. Our practitioner core is always somebody who reminds me of who I am, even if it's just a simple smile. I came here nervous. I don't know why. I came here nervous. And as soon as I walked in, our music ministry was singing, and everything aligned me. There is only one life. Do we truly believe that? Yes. Can we believe that when we see news reports we don't like? When we see a politician who is just triggering us in every way? When there's a loud, obnoxious group of teens on the BART train playing music that just bothers you, can you then say there is only God? Can you do it? This is all a game. We all know the truth. Subconsciously, we all know the truth. We like to play this game of separation. No, I don't know. And stop playing. You know there is only one life. That's my kind of humor. See how I did that? We actually met before all this. You're supposed to do it earlier. You're supposed to do it earlier. It passed already. In closing, let's remember that loving yourself is not just a treat to ourselves. It's a treat to the universe. And more than that, it's our responsibility. I need you to shine your light, regardless of who hates you for it. Regardless of how much they try to throw stones at you, I need you to show your light. Because there are too many times in my life where I've been afraid to show mine. And you showing yours is only going to give me the courage and the strength to do the same. Let's hold each other accountable. It is so easy to tell people what they're not doing. It's easy because then I don't have to focus on my stuff. That's why I do it. I don't know if anybody else does. That's why I do it. How dare you wear those shoes after Labor Day? Yes, I'm one of those. Because it reminds me, well, it keeps me from remembering, hey, don't you have credit cards you need to be fixing? Shine your light, no matter who gets mad. After the Hot Boys, BG had a group that he joined. They weren't that good, so we won't mention them. But they had that one song. I probably shouldn't have said that. I was out of pocket. But they had that one song that really took me in. It was a song, and they said, go ahead and make them mad. See, that anger gets our attention. That anger reminds us there's a shift that needs to change. And so my favorite Love Thy Neighbor story was when I moved to Tennessee for school. See, I went to Skyline High. There we go. Come on now, Titan Pride, baby. One thing about Skyline is we were very, very arrogant in the 90s. It was the one public school where you still kind of got a private school education, and you were up there with the rich Oakland Hills kids, so everybody can dress. Like, we didn't even have best dressed as a category in our yearbook. You can't. The nerds is best dressed. Everybody's best dressed. Tommy Hill and FUBU, they made most of their money off our graduating class, I promise you. So with all that, I was very arrogant. I had that Skyline attitude everywhere I went. To the point where it was actually a little bit overboard. And one night I'm standing outside with the homeboy Trey from Decatur, Georgia. And we know Southern folk just tell it like it is. They really don't care how you feel. And so we're out just looking at the stars. I mean, this is Tennessee. I'm seeing real stars. And we're just taking it all in. And I'm talking about how certain people on campus, like, man, they act like they don't like me and what I do to them. And, obviously Trey was waiting for this moment because his face lit right up. Well, Lou, sometimes you act like a hater. Huh? A hater? It's two things where I'm from that you do not ever want to be called, a hater and a snitch. He just called me a hater. And I got very offended, very triggered. Then he explained how. Well, listen, man. Oftentimes when somebody says something, you feel like you have to one-up them. You feel like we get it. You're all that, but can't everybody else be all that too? And here's the cold part, y'all. He did it the right way. He did it when no one else was around. I couldn't even be mad, but I was still mad. How dare you call me a hater? And I knew he was right. But I'm not about to let him know that. So I did my famous ice grill, and I told him, look, I don't know what you're talking about, man. He smiled at me, almost like he pitied me, and said, I understand. And that was the end of the argument. So wait, you're not going to argue with me? You're just going to say it and then end the argument? I got no sleep that night because I knew he was right. And let me tell y'all something. In the morning, I was a new person. Let's not shy away from those conversations that make people angry. It is our duty to hold each other accountable. Who is willing to be that light? If you are in the darkness right now, give thanks. You have been called. You have a calling. And everybody is the light. And we all want to know how great we are. We love saying, oh, I never asked for this. Yes, you did. Stop it. We all want to know how great we are. And what's the obvious way you test the light? You send it into the darkness. You've been chosen. You have been chosen. Rejoice in this darkness right now. You don't get Malcolm X without the prison sentence. You don't get Muhammad Ali without that boy who stole his bike, forcing Muhammad Ali to go to the police department where he saw the boxing gym and everything else was history. Forgot about that bike as soon as he got down there. Nothing in your life is happening to you. Everything in your life is happening for you. Thank you. Let's bring that treatment box up here, huh? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. At this time, I'd like any of the practitioners in the house to stand. Shout out to our prayer warriors. It has been nothing but an honor serving with y'all. There are many teams I fought hard to be a part of, but this one right here, I love y'all. And I feel it. And so right now in this moment, we know that there is only one life, one mind, one consciousness, one breath, one existence, one experience. Oh, it is known by so many names. It has so many images because God is just that abundant. It is the universe. It is consciousness. It is Allah. It is Buddha. It is Yahweh. It is Yim and Yah. It is so many things. I do not have the vocab to say just how great God is. I can only say thank you. I can only say wow. I can only smile. I can only cry. Because God is just that good. I am giving thanks for this service, giving thanks for our awesome congregation who tells our speaker what to say by simply being them and sitting in this place with us. I am blessing our music ministry, our IT ministry. I am blessing our practitioners. I'm blessing our beloved Reverend Sunshine. I'm just giving thanks for everyone inside these walls and everyone outside. Because we know there is no everyone, there is only God. There is only one of us here. And so I speak this word knowing that God uses us, that we are the safe place that we are looking for, and that we boldly shine our lights regardless of who might get offended. For we know that part is growth too. I bless all the treatments in this box, knowing that the universe only says one word. And so we celebrate this yes I take away my own opinions, my own thoughts, my own experiences, my own feelings. I move that out of the way and I only allow my God self to be revealed. And I celebrate in that yes. I say yes to perfect health regardless of appearances, regardless of diagnosis, regardless of anybody's input. I say yes because I know God is the final word. I say yes to abundance, knowing that all bills are paid, knowing that there is always supply left over to spend, to have fun with, to lend out, to give. I say yes, knowing that everyone is fed, everyone is sheltered, and whenever they are ready to step into that and be nurtured, the yes is already there for them. Thank you, God, for all these yeses I cannot even name because you have given us so many. Thank you, 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 thank you. I bless our nonprofit, Women Within International, and the work they are doing. I give thanks for this work they are doing. We give love, comfort, and peace of mind, and health and healing for all of those impacted by challenges in whatever form. Sending love to Eleanor Vincent, Benny Bridges, Keanu Khan Richardson, Michael, Anna Medina, and Beth Van Arkel, and so many more. I speak this word for our family member Alvin and Dawn, knowing that they are surrounded and comforted in the love of God. And as our beloved Kev Choice continues to touch our soul with these keys, we hold all prayers unspoken in that same yes. So I say thanks in advance, for I know that God never fails us and the universe is undefeated. For this and this and this and this and more and this and this and this, I am giving thanks. Taking my hands off of it, placing it in the hands of the universe. Here it is, God. Here it is. I move my humanness out of the way. And I step into that place where we are all one. And I allow it to be. For this and so much more, I give thanks. I release. Amen. Ashe. Aho. And so it is. Thank you so much, Oakland CSL.
We are truly, truly blessed in this community. Yes. And so now I'm inviting us into our giving time. And so we have received, wouldn't you say? And so now we have an opportunity to give, to establish that circulation within our own community. So there are several ways that we can do this at the center. I'm going to share some of them, and then I'm going to invite you to do the giving affirmation with me. But in the back of the seats, you can see the giving envelope, so you can give your donation this way. We have auto tithe, so if you give a regular donation, auto tithing is the way to do it. And you can do this as a one-time thing or as a every month, every week, every day, every year. And we also have our pledge forms still in the back of the seats. So take a moment, gather whatever means you have, and I invite you to take that means and place it on your heart, and we'll say our giving affirmation together. I'm going to give it a minute. There we go. The joy of giving within me activates the grace of receiving within me. And so it is. Thank you, beloveds. Too soon. Welcome back. I went away, now I'm here. I invite you to bring your donations to the front. You can tell we don't have the full staff here today, so please come on down and bring your donations to the front. This is our way of having that energetic embodied within us. And thank you for the reminder.
Mistakes that I have made, or any of the voice that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Sing along with us. I am light, I am light. We are the light, we will be the light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am
Kevin, B, and Dame, you are indeed the light. I just have a couple of quick announcements before we end today. So we appreciate everyone who's participated in service today. Certainly our guest speaker today, ministerial student Lucian Baker. And of course, our musicians and everyone, the AV team, Susan Brucker is our lead practitioner, Reverend Teresa is our meditator. So thank you everyone who participated to bring this beautiful service together this day. As you may have noticed, and Reverend Sally alluded to, many of our practitioners and ministers are away. They're at an annual retreat. So we will still have the prayer room in the back of the sanctuary. Wait times may be a little bit longer since there's very few of us. But we bless them during their time away and knowing that they come back filled full with the goodness that God is. So our prayer practitioners offer many services to you. We're available, as I mentioned, after the service in the rear of the sanctuary. We do ask that you, if you go into the prayer room, that you wear a mask because of the close quarters that we're in. Some of the practitioners also offer individual spiritual counseling sessions, and so you can check on our OCSL website, and they're also in the foyer of the social hall photographs, and practitioners have their business cards there as well. And you can also request prayer to either be spoken up here at the end of service like Lucian did, or not, just to be held with the ministry of prayer. The prayer box that Reverend Teresa brought forth is over on the rear of, if you're going out, it'll be on your right. All right, now we're going to do our closing affirmation and then one more song with Kev and B and Dame. All right, here we go. I am worthy of God's love. Love radiates through me and showers me from every direction. In turn, I share that love with others.
So it is.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Kev Choice, everybody.
Dave Drummer over here, amazing.
I'll give it up one more time for B on the
Thank
vocals.
you.